The most important thing is to never forget that you're living in your dream and doing what you've always wanted to do. It's always uplifting.
Her work can be described as a fusion of electronic pop music, dance rhythms, and catchy melodies. It creates an infectious disco atmosphere that evokes genuine nostalgia. With a distinctive vocal style, characterized by a husky tone and a unique delivery of the material, filled with sincere emotions, whether expressing vulnerability, strength, or passion, Zivert's vocals have the ability to captivate listeners and elicit a strong emotional response. According to the singer herself, all of her tracks are imbued with the atmosphere of the late 80s and early 90s.
I have always had a special passion for the style of those years. So the song Shine is pure vintage. And, of course, each track has its own subtle mood and state.
Julia Dmitrievna Zivert, born Sытnik, was born on November 28, 1990, in Moscow. However, she lived in Odessa with her parents until the age of 5 because her father, Dmitry, was involved in business in Ukraine and has Ukrainian and Romani roots. This likely influenced her exotic appearance. Her mother, Irma Zivert, whose maiden name the singer later adopted as her stage name, has German-Polish origins. Publicly available information about the early and young years of the future star is limited. Julia rarely talks about her family or personal past, believing that there is a lot on display in her life, and therefore, she wants to keep the most important things to herself. It is known that Julia's parents separated when she was still a teenager. From childhood, she would always organize concerts for her family at home, although she came to the realization of wanting to be a singer in her adult years, after trying out various professions, including being a flight attendant.
After finishing school, I enrolled in further studies, but due to certain circumstances, I had to drop out and start earning money. I chose the profession of a flight attendant because the salary was much higher, the job itself was very diverse, involving constant interaction with different people, and I wasn't fond of office work. My parents also influenced my choice since they used to take me on business trips, journeys, and travels throughout my childhood, so I became accustomed to airplanes from an early age.
Thanks to her attractive appearance, natural charisma, and excellent command of the English language, the girl was selected for the prestigious 4th Division of Aeroflot. After undergoing advanced training courses and working there for about 2 years, Julia decided to focus on her creative pursuits.
I went into that job with the understanding that it wasn't going to be forever. At some point, flying became challenging for me, and the joy of traveling faded away. When you visit the same countries year after year, it starts to lose its appeal. I also came to realize that I had no earthly life, that I existed separately from it, from my friends and family, and I began to feel a sense of loneliness. At some point, my soul yearned for a creative surge because every day I was there with a slicked back bun, colorless nail polish, and in the same uniform. My soul craved tattoos, a raspberry hair color, and a nose ring. When I left that job, I felt a sense of lightness and creative freedom.
The singer started her creative path in 2017 with the release of her debut single titled Chuck. The playful song was presented on the singer's YouTube channel on the symbolic date of April 1st, and shortly after, a colorful music video was premiered. The next musical piece in the singer's repertoire was the song Anesthesia. The vibrant music video, inspired by the movie The Matrix, aggressive choreography, and catchy melody caught the attention of the YouTube audience to the young performer. This was followed by collaboration with the label, Pervoy Musical Noi, the first musical, and the release of her first mini-album titled, Shine, CA, which included 4 tracks, I Want More, Esha Kachu, Green Waves, Zelenai Volny, Shine, CA, and Ocean, Okean. However, the breakthrough year for the artist was 2019. That year, the music video for the song Life premiered. The track went viral on the internet, accumulating millions of views on YouTube and becoming a sensation not only in the Russian-speaking segment but beyond. It is worth noting that the composition remained in active radio rotation for over 6 months, with nearly 500,000 broadcasts, and became the most sought-after single on Shazam. At the time of this article's publication, the music video has over 153 million views. Zivert herself shared the following about the filming of the music video.
The song Life is my condition, a state of deep contemplation and solitude, so we simply wanted to immerse ourselves in a vast, bustling cityscape shimmering with millions of lights, an unfamiliar metropolis, and just get lost in it to be nothing more than a lonely passerby, an outsider observing the fates of the big city, and at the same time, be a part of it, diving deep into oneself, and dissolving in the fragments of what's happening. I wandered through this strange city for hours on end.
After the success of the song Life, a series of hit singles followed, such as Beverly Hills, Credo, and YATL, further solidifying Zivert's position as a rising star. In one of her interviews, the young woman confesses,
I have never participated in vocal competitions in my life. I always avoided them, and I never felt drawn to them. It was difficult for me to force myself to take part in them and to realize that I would be judged and scrutinized for my singing abilities. I was afraid that it would negatively impact my self-esteem.
Julia draws her inspiration from old movies, music videos from the 80s, and literary heroines. However, she always adds her own touch, interpreting ideas in her own unique way. With a continuous string of successful singles and a rapidly growing fan base, Zivert is undoubtedly one of the most successful artists to emerge in Russia in recent times. As for her creative plans for the future, the young woman expressed herself as follows.
My plans are huge, and my team and I set ambitious goals. I have always been interested in entering the global market because I have a strong desire to release an English language album, as I have previously sung only in English. Perhaps in the future, I will dedicate myself to creating an English language album.
As for her personal life plans, the beautiful singer is reluctant to discuss them. It is known that she has attracted attention from many representatives of the show business and beyond, but she adheres to strict views, explaining.
My body can only be seen by one person whom I choose for myself. It's a very principled position.
The singer also values and does not hide her close relationships with family. An important person in her life is still her mother, who is also her #1 fan. Her mother's praising comments regularly appear under her daughter's photos and videos. The singer also places great importance on friendship and admits that she finds it difficult to let new people into her tight circle called friendship.
Friendship is a very significant word for me, written in capital letters.
In December 2022, the singer released her latest mini-album to date, titled Winter. The album includes cover versions of songs like Iceberg by Alla Pugacheва and If There Were No Winter, Kabiani Bilo Zimi from the famous Soviet cartoon Winter in Prostokvashino. As a bonus, a rock version of the song, Ellipsis, Nagadakaya was recorded. To the question of whether she can call herself a happy person, Julia Zivert answers, definitely yes. While also adding,
I live in my dream, what else can bring greater happiness?
Падать мы небом, мы стираем запреты.